The Philippines in the 1950s was indeed the country's golden age. It was an era of economic prosperity, booming population growth, rapid infrastructure development, and robust industrialization. But what made this decade so special for the Filipinos? What were the key factors that drove the country's impressive progress during this time? And how did ordinary people like you and me experience these changes in their daily lives? To answer these questions, we need to go back to the beginning of the decade. In 1950, the Philippines was still recovering from the devastation of World War II. The country had suffered immense loss of life, infrastructure, and economic output due to the war. However, it was also at this time when the Philippines found itself at a crossroads in its history. The United States had granted the country full independence on July 4, 1946. And now the Filipinos had the chance to chart their own course and build a future for themselves. They could either embrace the challenges ahead or succumb to the difficulties of post-war reconstruction. Fortunately, the Filipino people chose to press forward. They were optimistic about their country's potential and determined to make it work. This can-do spirit was evident in various sectors of Filipino society. For example, agriculture, which was the backbone of the Philippine economy, saw a surge in productivity and incomes. This was due to several factors such as the adoption of new technologies, increased use of fertilizers and pesticides, and the expansion of irrigation facilities. These developments resulted in higher yields for crops such as rice, corn, and sugarcane, which not only fed the growing population, but also generated more income for farmers and their families. Another sector that contributed to the economic boom was manufacturing. With the influx of foreign investments and the establishment of new industries, more job opportunities were created and more goods were produced for both domestic consumption and export. Moreover, the service sector also played a vital role in the economic growth of the Philippines during this time. The tourism industry, for instance, was on the rise with more and more people visiting the country to see its beautiful sights and experience its rich culture. This influx of tourists brought in more revenue for the country and provided jobs for many Filipinos. But what really set the Philippines apart from other countries in the region was its human capital, the Filipino people themselves. They were known for their hard work, creativity, and hospitality, which made them highly sought after by foreign investors and tourists alike. This positive image of the Philippines as a country with a skilled and talented workforce helped to attract more investments and propel the economy forward. In fact, the World Bank even cited the Philippines as one of the few countries in Asia that had been able to achieve significant economic growth without massive amounts of foreign aid or investment. The Philippines had managed to do it on its own with its own resources and capabilities. This was a testament to the resilience and ingenuity of the Filipino people who had faced many challenges in the past but had always emerged stronger and more determined than before. However, this remarkable progress was not without its challenges. One of the major obstacles that the Philippines had to overcome during this time was corruption. Like any country, the Philippines had its fair share of corrupt officials who sought to exploit their power for personal gain. This not only hindered the country's development, but also eroded public trust in government institutions. Additionally, another challenge was inequality. Despite the overall economic growth, the benefits were not equally distributed among the population. There was still a significant gap between the rich and the poor, and many Filipinos were still living in poverty. This led to social unrest and instability, which posed a threat to the country's peace and order. Furthermore, natural disasters were also a constant threat to the Philippines during this time. The country is located in a seismically active zone and is prone to earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. Moreover, it is also hit by typhoons and floods that can cause widespread damage and loss of life. These natural disasters often reversed the hard-earned gains of the country and caused immense suffering to the Filipino people. Despite these challenges, the Philippines continued to progress throughout the 1950s. The country experienced an average annual growth rate of around 7% during this time, which was one of the highest in Asia. This impressive growth rate was driven by several factors such as the increase in agricultural productivity, the expansion of manufacturing, and the development of the service sector. The government also played a crucial role in promoting economic growth by investing in infrastructure projects, providing incentives for foreign investors, and implementing policies to promote industrialization. By the end of the 1950s, the Philippines had become one of the most prosperous countries in Asia. It had a growing middle class, a booming population, and a strong economy. The country was also gaining recognition on the international stage as a model for economic development. However, the good times did not last forever. In 1960, the Philippines experienced a major political crisis that led to the declaration of martial law. This event marked the end of the golden age of the Philippines, and the country never fully recovered from the economic and social turmoil that followed. Nevertheless, the legacy of the 1950s continued to inspire generations of Filipinos to strive for excellence and nation building. The accomplishments of this era serve as a reminder of what the country can achieve when it harnesses the talents and resources of its people and works towards a common goal. As we look back on the golden age of the Philippines in the 1950s, we can see that it was a time of remarkable progress and prosperity for the country. Despite facing numerous challenges such as corruption, inequality, and natural disasters, the Philippines was able to achieve impressive economic growth and development. The country's booming population, rapid infrastructure development, and robust industrialization were key drivers of this progress. The Filipino people's hard work, creativity, and hospitality also played a vital role in attracting foreign investments and promoting economic growth. However, the good times did not last forever. The political crisis of 1960 brought an end to the golden age of the Philippines. Nevertheless, the legacy of this era continues to inspire the Filipino people today. If you want to learn more about the Philippines, check out this video here. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, please subscribe. Thanks for watching. Until next time.